Hello guys, welcome to another stream. Today we're gonna be playing Minecraft Bedrock. This is gonna be a world with Duke VR and Pilot JR19. This is not a set seed, but I do have a tree miner on. That's the only thing that I have on. I only have tree miner. What is that pillar? Oh, something like that. Oh, okay. Never mind. I guess I'm making a pit. Ooh, guys, we gotta catch up to PM Angel. He's at 500 subscribers. But unfortunately, he does post a lot of YouTube shorts. But I think right now we should try passing. Actually, we should try passing Duke VR because out of the three of us, I am the smallest creator. Yeah, no, but our goal is like 500 subscribers. And for those 20 of you that are subscribed to me, thank you so much. Then, of course, thank you for my moms for supporting me. Dang, this mountain is stacked. You know, maybe I'll stay at mountain. My gosh, why is there so much coal? Don't get me. I'm getting out coal, but like, it's not a lot. That was a lot of coal. Um, I think I'm just gonna chill out in this hole for the night. By the way, if you're wondering what vein and tree miner I'm using, it's Ed's tree miner Curse Forge. I really like it. Dang, I can already get iron armor. This not even day 0. I'm really lucky. Oh, let me connect my second PC. That way, if any of you are commenting, I can actually see what you're saying. Yeah, if you're commenting anything, I'll respond. Just let me pull out my second monitor. Oh, um, oh yeah, you guys should go and check out my brand new video. I did play. I played my cello. Um, oh gosh, I need to mute that. Um, yeah. Oh wait, ice cream panel. Guys, if you say anything in chat, I will probably respond. I'm not really going to be talking today because I'm pretty sure my parents went to go. Dang, I feel stacked. I already have pretty much a stack of iron. Hold up, guys. Let me go and get those other two. Unfortunately, that other one was playing in the morning. It got corrupted. So yeah, just wanted to tell you guys that. So I might not play that world. Oh yeah, guys, I got one view. Thank you to that one guy that looked at my view for 36 seconds. Thank you. And now I'm just trying to get me friends to get online. Ooh, hi Angel. Hi Angel. Good. I already have a stack of iron. When you're done gambling, you should join me. And before you ask, yes, this is a content world. Oh, thank you, Angel. Thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, Angel. I put my goal to catch up to you. Oh yeah, full iron on day 0. I guess I should make a sword. Oh no, next. Can make a sword after this. Oh, Gavin! Hello, Gavin! Hello, Gavin! You should join me. Join me, Gavin. Or call me on Discord. This boy should I just make. Oh, wait. Ooh, I do kind of need the shield. Oh, never mind. Ooh, with random visuals, the iron pickaxe looks like a stone one. You know what? I will not question my luck. I will just say thank you. Ooh, wait, I forgot to grab the bucket. Ooh, let's go. I got 5 views. Come on, timber, timber. Closer to being day. I wonder. Oh, no, it's it's middle of the night. Uh-oh, I think it's a lightning storm. Um, do. Let's go. And this is gonna be like my little temporary base until the day. Because I'm just gonna stay here in mine for a little bit. For zombie. Wait, is this real? I got one of those questions. Oh, finally food. I should just got scared from my recording stand. I might actually let you keep scaring me. See? Alright. Hold up, guys. I'll be back. Okay. Because I'm doing a live. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Whoever drained my life. Fire. This is my pick. You imagine myself to be for resources? Oh my gosh. Finally. Yeah. Fire. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Oh, come on. Well, that was an awful lot of coal. ¿Qué? Ve para recogerla. Pues obvio los dos. Ese, well, pues obvio. Ooh, should I make a blast furnace? No, I think I'm almost about to do this place. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Should I make an anvil? Should I make an anvil? Type yes in chat if you think so. that kind of well. Oh my gosh, it's almost on a day. I'm gonna make another furnace. Actually, I'm gonna make two furnaces. Oh, make very smooth. Well, I guess I'm not making that. Oh, yes, I am. I want to get rid of this tube now, but like, only 8 more iron. Only 8 more iron. Ooh, that should be enough for one record. Spelled it. I'm transferring. Oh, that was not right. You got saying though. Ooh, I'm not. Why do I even still call this? Come So pretty up here. Well, that was an awful long time. Good night. I'm gonna close the chat. That way I can. Oh my gosh. No, wait, no. That's right. I got nothing else.
In this world, men cook and clean.
Your son's trans.
Already? It's Netflix, what do you expect?
That ugly sushi could have ate you.
I have to go poo-poo.
You already did and made 3 brownies.
My shit is golden nugget.
The movie begins with a scene where a bunch of birds dominate all the food while smaller creatures that look like beavers with K-pop style haircuts known as pukus struggle to find food.
He think he Jungkook?
And these pukus are barely surviving off the leftover scraps from the birds called javins. And we're introduced to our main character Ollie, played by the Oscar winner
Michael Jordan.
And he tells us back in the day, pukus had plenty of food, and Ollie was just a curious little kid that loves appreciating nature and discovering things
Cause he's gay.
And turns out he's also a genius and extremely gifted at inventing things, because after enough trial and error, he creates his own snorkeling device so he can explore underwater. Now, if you're like me, up to this point, I thought this film was another boring ass wholesome film and was pretty tempted to turn it off, but I promise you, this film gets way, way better. Then we meet this poisonous looking sushi known as a boogle as Michael Jordan's daddy, LeBron James,
saves his ass. Coochie.
And they head back home.
In this world, men cook and clean.
Your son's trans.
Already? It's Netflix. What do you expect?
That ugly sushi could have ate you.
I have to go poo-poo.
You already did and made 3 brownies.
My shit is golden nuggets.
So his dad tries to convince him he needs to live in fear and hiding because a puku's destiny is to be a scared loser since they're a target to every other animal. Then Ollie's granny tells the story that
wrong ago, when the other weird rooking creatures were cheering.
this annoying ass wolf starts crashing out picking on smaller animals to compensate for a small wolf wee-wee. But thanks to these giant tree elephant looking creatures known as the Zoe pull-up, they gave the other creatures a bunch of food and magical pods that make one change into different animals, which allowed all the animals to live in peace because they all understood each other. But the annoying ass wolf didn't like it because he thinks living in peace is gay, so he takes a pod for himself and turns into the fire wolf and uses his new form to destroy and burn everything in his way, killing the Zoe because he the toxic. And after driving the rest of the Zoe away, he creates a dam to block and prevent the Zoe from ever coming back again so the fire wolf alone can rule the valley. And the granny explains the fire wolf still roams around to this day, but Ollie's like, meh. You're not scared?
The fireworks should have killed everyone. That would have been funny.
Are you sure I'm the father? Then later we see Ollie and other pukus have mountains and mountains of food, as putting brown balls in their mouth is their main source of food.
I want brown balls in my mouth.
Then Ollie, seeing a baby Javin, decides to approach it as we learn pukus can see things through their nose by smelling.
Hi, the fuck you looking at?
So they end up having a wholesome exchange as Ollie teaches this baby Javin how to eat their brown balls despite everyone in his life telling him not to trust outsiders and stop being curious. And the two be happy because they get to put brown balls in their mouth. Lona!
I taught her how to eat our only food source.
Then the baby Javin calls his cousins, bros, and aunties, and next thing you know, the baby Javin teaches the others how to eat
brown balls.
And just like that, all the Javins pull up to eat the puku's only food source. So thanks to Ollie and his curiosity, the pukus are now gonna go
extinct.
Boy, I knew I should have pulled out. But surely the Javins were eventually gonna find out sooner rather than later, right? Like, let's say the Javins just continue to observe the pukus. They would have figured it out, so blaming all of this on Ollie as a kid is pretty harsh. Now fast forward to present day, Ollie is seen as a failure while the Javins have grown a lot more in number.
Oh, Ollie, wear that leaf umbrella like the Asian grandma scared of the sun.
Then he hears from the other poo beavers they're not gonna make it through the winter and they're all gonna die because there's no food. I shouldn't have nutted. So the failure brings his poo beaver dad a single piplet ball when his dad grew up with mountains and mountains of food. That's like showing a report card full of E's and F's to your parent who's a doctor.
It's not impressive.
Hey dad, I know we're gonna go extinct because of me, but I found this.
Are you proud of me?
You don't sheebar. Yeah, I know you want your parents' validation, but bringing a single black ball to him expecting him to jump up and down isn't the best idea.
I'm such a failure and smell like poo.
Then he suddenly remembers that he's always been a genius and dude comes up with an idea to get more food for a species while also getting the Javins to go away. So he packs some glass and uses the glass's reflection to shoo the Javins away and it works. Meaning he pretty much figured out a way to make sure the pukus won't go extinct and survive the winter.
I like pasta.
But one Javin challenges him. So he goes, come at me bro, and his attack kind of works except it would have been much more effective if there was a bunch of poo beavers doing it, so he ends up falling into a hole. And it ain't just any hole, as Ollie finds the same magic pod told in his granny's stories, and unfortunately for his poo beaver ass, he becomes the Gwen Stacy wannabe from Amazing Spider-Man and falls from a broken web.
That's original.
And later his friend goes looking for him, and am I tripping or does this puku look like he's been eating good? Like he looks like he can survive through the winter, no? And when they hear Ollie, they tell his ass to come out, but Ollie has now transformed into a Javin.
Oh, bro got an upgrade. Mama, wait, Ollie?
And Ollie had plenty of time to say he found a magic pod and transformed just like Grandma said in her stories, but nope, he doesn't mention it. So they think a Javin ate Ollie and pretty much gangs up on him to make him jump off a cliff.
And the next morning,
Ollie hasn't fully grasped the fact that he's a Javin, so when other Javins pull up, he goes into hiding like a true poo beaver.
Oh, hello.
Ah, she's British. And in the Javin's eyes, he looks like a crazy druggie.
His dad should have used protection.
I hate you.
I think you're cute.
I'm ugly. Then Ollie learns he can now communicate to all animals because he touched the magic pod, which only makes him look even crazier, and we're introduced to Ivy, who admits she did nearly drown him and give him some brain damage while he was unconscious. And these are Ivy's NPC sisters, and hearing a howl, Ivy decides to cover him in poop because she finds out he can't fly so that the wolves can't smell him.
As we learn, Ivy's pretty damn bossy. You do as I say. That's why no one likes you.
And when Ollie's in hiding, that's when he's convinced he saw the firewolf and realizes the story his dad and granny said are all true. And later he wipes off some poop and meets some sushi called a booglefish who's very dumb.
Can you be my best friend?
But you stupid. But somehow the boogle knows where to find another magic pod, so Ollie goes to go get it while Ivy's nosy ass starts stalking him because she's bored and has no friends. And when he actually finds the pod, Ivy asks him if he gets the pod, will he come back to Javin Rock with her, which is her home. So he agrees leaves without really thinking much about it, so her impatient ass decides to go get it for him. And Ollie, clearly screaming don't, she ends up doing it anyway and turns into a puku.
No!
Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Come on, let's go now, it's time to get busy. Let's go now, it's time to get busy. Everybody, are you with me? Come on, let's go.
Why am I a furry? It's because of you.
I'm tempted to make you taste my poo.
Hoya.
Now, Ivy definitely has to keep stalking him because she has no idea how to turn back into a bird, and seeing the sushi boogle again, Ollie is told the next magic pod is at the Great Waterfall across the valley.
So they begin their journey without the Google Maps and encounter the baby wolf.
Does that mean tree wolves reproduce with their branches and shoot spring water, or what?
Anyway, the duo get chased by the wolves and enter the snake Guna cave.
Now, these snakes can't hear anything but react to vibrations, so they're pretty much trapped.
Let's die like a Korean.
Are you stupid? If we gonna die anyway, let's go for the snakes. And Ollie tells her to use her sense of smell to identify the snakes. Please.
Kumbaya.
And Ivy ends up learning how to see things through her nose, but does that mean when pukus close their eyes to go to sleep, they're still constantly seeing things 24/7? And when they get across, Ollie gets cocky going,
Ha!
and they're just looking at his fruity ass like, is this dude serious right now? So they howl to get rocks to wake up the snakes. Then Ivy says, let's die like the Korean, and jumps off. Then Ivy says, don't be like that blue loser bird from the movie Rio that took a whole ass movie to learn how to fly. So Ollie locks in and starts flying. And I'm not even kidding. Ivy deadass starts screaming out of excitement, and it's like, what? I thought you were used to flying your whole life, so shouldn't you just be chill and if anything bored? Then Michael Jordan thanks her for being pushy, and she's flattered, saying no one's ever thanked me for being pushy before, and they low-key have a high-tension, intimate moment. And I guarantee some furries have already made fan art of them doing God knows what. Anyway, Ivy opens up that the Javans nearly starved to death once the tree elephant-looking Zoe left, because the Zoe had their food source, as Ivy shares she lost friends, NPCs, and her parents because of it. And she says she had to be the bossy older sister with a strong personality so that her siblings can survive.
But suddenly,
She reveals she's the one that taught the other Javans how to eat the brown balls, and it's because of that the Javans were able to survive, as she mentions a puku helped her how to eat it. Meaning, Ollie pretty much has a full circle moment, meeting the same Javan that ruined his life and made him a failure. Not to mention, she's been shitting on pukus, calling them rodents and how horrible they are ever since they met, so it really doesn't sound like she's grateful for the puku for making her entire species survive. Anyway, Ivy heads to sleep while Bro stays up all night contemplating if he should kill her in her sleep, but decides to go to the waterfall together. And what do you know, they're at a wolf's den, so they go full Karen at Sushi, but Sushi Boogle says he'll buy time as a distraction as the wolf's lunch, and in return, they promise to give Sushi a magic pot as well, because he don't wanna be lonely. Can you use your brain?
What's up, Wayne?
what the hell?
I'm thirsty.
And the head wolf says word for word, that's a big fish. Wait, did that wolf call that Sushi Boogle fat? Nice. So the wolves are distracted while the duo unfortunately learn there's only one magic pod for the two of them, and Ivy says let me take it so that I can fly and it'll be easier for us to find another one, which is actually a pretty good reason, but Ollie doesn't trust her.
Have you lost your mind?
Your kind are lying frauds.
Move, you rodent hentavirus.
Hentavirus. I'll keep my mouth shut if I were you.
What are you talking about?
Your species exists because of me. It was me that put my brown balls in your mouth. Now we live off your scraps. I'm a failure. We not gonna survive the winter. We gonna die. All because I trusted you. My dad didn't even leave for the milk. He just treats me like it would have been better if I was never born. So in other words, the dad wishes he never nutted. I'm just thinking, that's what he said, or he said it, not me. I'm just saying that's what he's trying to say, is that he wishes he never nutted. And they really should have had this discussion last night rather than spending so much time talking at a wolf's den. And they both end up turning into a boogle because boogle was the last word that they said. So they learned the hard way that when using a magic pod, you can turn into any species you want as long as you say the word before contact. Great, now I'm more chop. At least you look good. I look like I got lip filler. So Ollie tries swimming away but loses aura when he finds out Sushi Boogle knows where more pods are at and has to go back to them. Then Sushi tries convincing them to be kumbaya again because he confesses that he's been alone for a long time, so long that it made him appreciate why we need each other. Then Ivy starts saying how she's always been thankful towards Ollie for teaching her how to eat brown balls, and she says she never forgot him, and he's just looking at her like, girl, didn't you just call me hentavirus and that I'm a rodent?
So sorry.
And Ivy apologizes. But I don't think Ivy should apologize because how is she meant to know as a baby that learning how to eat brown balls in her mouth would cause the extinction of the pukus. How was she meant to know that as a kid? That's not her fault. And plus, it was Ollie that taught her. So it is Ollie's fault. Anyway, they arrive to another waterfall and there's a bunch of magic pods. And with the power of teamwork, friendship, and being gay, Sushi pretty much leads them to a home of grass-covered bears. And because Sushi's responsible for bringing them here, he takes the initiative to make sure they survive and don't get skinned alive for funsies and onesies.
I look homeless.
Bark! Bark, bark, bark. Ah, shit. And with the baby wolf about to be bear food, it's the perfect distraction to get the salmon sashimi gang to get to the pods. And Sushi's like,
Let's watch her fall.
but because Ollie's a kind soul, he gets help from the others to make sure they save the baby wolf, which makes Daddy Wolf soften up and stops interfering with them getting to the pods. And Ollie and Ivy finally get their bodies back.
Yay!
Now, I don't know about you, but this image just makes Ollie look like a bottom.
He look like Ivy's better baby.
But I'm so dumb. I don't know where I wanna be. Guess I'll just be the
Firewolf. And boy, I did not see this plot twist coming. So that sushi fish that played dumb was the firewolf the whole time. Like, this scene alone transformed the entire film from, oh, it's just a wholesome, low-key, boring-ass film to, wow, okay, the plot is actually interesting.
I thought we were friends.
Yeah, right. So the firewolf explains his backstory, saying he was abandoned by his litter for being weak and the other creatures didn't want to hang out with him, so he vowed to destroy the valley. Also, he mentioned that being alone made him realize how much you need to appreciate needing one another, and he already made 2 new friends in Ivy and Ollie and could have started a new life and no one would know, but he still chose violence and wants to burn everything down. That means this dude just plain evil. And you know what? I like villains like that because it's rare to see a villain these days in films where they're just evil purely for the love of the game of just being evil. So Firewolf mentions the Zoe turned him into a fish before they disappeared and that he's been waiting for a gullible loser like Ollie to come around so that he can get his magic pods through him.
Let's be friends.
You trusted me like a fool. Then Ivy tries playing hero, getting to the pods, but Firewolf just tears her ass up. Damn, that is brutal, yo. If I'm Ollie, I'm never trusting anyone again, cause I got that trust issues. So Firewolf destroys the pods, then calls Ollie a beta loser and proceeds to go burn everything to the ground.
No, you're not a beta loser. Mommy?
So Ollie decides to take her to her home, Javin Rock, knowing she can fully recover and get help if he can make it there. So he spends day and night climbing a big ass mountain, carrying an animal probably 10 times his body weight. And I'm not even calling Ivy fat, I'm just saying he's hella small. Then he makes it to her home and passes out, only to wake up and to be told that Ivy's gone.
Sorry, love. She's gone.
But you're my only friend. You really are a gullible piece of shit. That turd. Yo, that bird is probably dying laughing knowing she was just chatting shit. And Ollie hugs his alpha mommy. You're still a failure and no one likes you. Then Ivy shows Ollie her home along with the other Javins and tells him it's all thanks to him that they're alive. And that not everything he does is bad. So while Ollie was seen as a useless failure back at his home, he's technically the hero that saved the Javins from the Javins' perspective. Anyhow, the Firewolf already started burning shit down, and when Ivy says we need to help him, the elders say we need to protect our own, so Ivy's sister says this.
Ivy's ugly and annoying, and she bosses people around to make herself feel better about herself because she has no friends. But that's why I like her, because she's my loner loser.
Now, I'm paraphrasing, but pretty much Ivy and her sisters get all the other Javins to agree to help out, and we see footage of what Australia goes through every time there's a bushfire. And the animals start helping and taking care of each other, which is pretty wholesome to see, but also extremely unrealistic and gay, as even the wolves offer to help because the head wolf's thankful Ollie saved his child.
So they ride on the Woody to get to safety.
And they head to the island, which is home to the Pukus. Crap, he's alive! Dad, is this Aura? Then the dad goes to try and drown his failure. And yo, I swear that baby wolf is just a peacemaker in this film because it's thanks to that wolf that the wolves are now cooperating and helping Ollie, and the baby wolf is now used as a bridge to reunite the Pukus with the other animals. I'm sure seeing Ollie as the leader that brought all the animals together had to have made Ollie gain aura in his dad's eyes. And Ollie tells him about the magic pods, the firewolf, and a cheesy cringe speech about how they're stronger together. See, Dad, it's good you didn't pull out. And without saying a word, the dad proceeds to help the baby wolf and allows the other animals into the island for refuge. But to be fair though, he doesn't really have a choice, because let's say the dad says no, you can't come to the island. What's he gonna do about it? You really expect me to believe the dad and some poo beavers are gonna stop the animals from entering the island? Yeah, you really think the wolves and bears are gonna go, oh, like, we really wanted to go, but he said no, so I guess we can't.
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play Unlocked on PC with Google Play Games. Unlock bigger screens and better controls for even sweeter battles. Go play on PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
Really? Like, bro grabs a stick and it's like, come on, bro, what is that little stick gonna do? That better be your walking stick before the wolves and bears switch up. And the firewolf is pissed at Ollie, screaming his name for leading others to safety, and it's like, well, then why didn't you kill him when you had the chance? So Ollie rushes back to the first hole where he found the magic pod and becomes the Avatar wannabe. Because just like how Jake prayed to Iwa for help, Ollie prays to the dead Zoe for help to give him one more magic pod. Please make my dad happy that he nutted.
So he get the plot armor and uses the magic pod to turn into the Zoe.
Man, this shot was so fire, I'm not gonna lie. And also, why are the other animals doing nothing as the firewolf flows towards them? Like, why couldn't the birds like throw shit at him to get him off balance so that the firewolf gets in the water and drowns or something? Anyway, Ollie decides he's gonna do the heavy lifting, and what's funny is when his family sees him as the Zoe, his dad goes, "That's our son."
Oh, now he's your son. Oh, now he's your son. So you always saw him as a failure and wouldn't even look him in the eye. But now that, you know, the Zoe favors him and he becomes a Zoe and he brought all the animals together and he's fighting against the firewolf, now he's your son. Oh, you know what? You know what, Ollie? You know what Ollie should do? He should ignore his ass.
Now what's crazy is Ollie faces the firewolf at the perfect time. All he has to do is capsize the wolf, then remove the supporting log, and the firewolf will drown. But you know what he does? He yeets the wolf back onto dry land cause he does stupid. And since he's the Zoe and can make as many magic pods as he wants, he uses one to turn Firewolf into a fish, but his plan backfires.
Thanks for being stupid.
And the wolf proceeds to put Ollie on fire to slowly burn him alive. Yo, how did the Zoe create a miracle for you and you still fumbling and can't stop the firewolf?
Also, if Ollie's the Zoe and can make as many magic pods as he wants, then why not just make like a bunch of the animals into firewolves by using the magic pods that you can make, and then now it's like 20 good firewolves against one bad firewolf, and then you win. Easy, problem solved.
This fight is stupid. So Ollie fumbles and gets cornered, slowly dying.
You'll keep burning in hell. Then Ollie goes, you know what? If I'm gonna die, you're coming with me too. Let's go.
Gangnam Style.
No. And Ollie plans on destroying the dam, so they both die together. And this scene was actually pretty sad.
Remember me, though I have to say goodbye. Remember me.
Oh yeah, that firewolf definitely dead. Then Ollie has one last look at his parents and willingly accepts his fate and drowns. And because Ivy can't find him, she reports to his parents the next morning that their son is dead. And it looks like the dad was impacted the most, as he shows the most change that he went from completely never trusting any other animal to going, you know what, diversity's good. And in remembrance of Ollie, the Javans and Pukus all live together in peace and harmony so that they can all put brown balls in their mouth.
Yummy.
And it looks like the Puku kids are idolizing Ollie by embracing his younger inventions. Then suddenly the Zoe return to the valley because the dam is now gone, which means there's going to be more food for everybody, so no creature got to worry about extinction. And somehow, someway, Ollie's still alive.
All this movie, the bullshit.
So mommy gives Bottom Beta a hug as Ollie pretty much admits he was saved through plot armor. And I have mixed opinions of how the dad approached reuniting with his son, because the dad doesn't apologize or acknowledge he was wrong for disowning him or treating him like a failure. But at the same time, the best apology is not by words but changed behavior. And people that never say the words sorry is also a real thing, which makes the scene more realistic and not as cliche. So I just feel a little bit mixed about this. Then the Zoe show up to give Ollie maximum aura and respect by bowing down before him in front of everyone. And low-key, this is hella performative, because the Zoe could have bowed to Ollie when he first became conscious, but nope, they waited to make sure everyone was present to do it right in front of him.
Performative.
And yeah, Ollie not dying is just straight up full-on plot armor, but you know what? I'm pretty glad that he was actually alive in the end and they had a feel-good ending, because I don't know about you, I just like movies with feel-good endings. Now, if I never did YouTube, I swear I would have never ever watched this film. I saw the cover of this when it came out on Netflix. I was like, bro, this is just gonna be one of them boring ass wholesome movies with just some boring ass ending. But to be fair, my expectations was just like negative, like bottom to the ground. And I watched the film, and by the end I was actually invested. So I was like, yo, it was actually a lot better than I thought. And the plot twist where the dumb fish was actually the firewolf, that was pretty good script writing. And you know what? I actually like this film more than Hoppers. Yes, I said it, because for this film, I had literally negative expectations and I thought this was gonna be a total flop, and it was actually way better than I thought. Whereas I went into Hoppers thinking, oh my gosh, she's Asian, this is gonna be the best film ever, and it was nothing like how I expected it to be. So, you know, when I cover Hoppers, y'all gonna know what I mean, but I'm just saying, I actually watched this with more enjoyment than when I watch Hoppers in theaters. But yeah, overall, it was an enjoyable.
sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet love of mine.
Speak Japanese.
This into this.
This into this. You want to mate with animals?
Yes!
This is Animal Avatar.
Disney's not original.
I'm into male beavers.
Huh?
I'm super gay, okay?
Huh?
I know you love my fat. The movie begins with the climate change propaganda.
As the film says, even kids be unknowingly harming animals. But if this is a school classroom, shouldn't there be signs and rules not to touch the animals? Anyway, then we're introduced to the main character Mabel, who's the
Asian. I'll ship you to Bangkok.
Now Mabel's the fraud Asian, because what kind of Asian steals animals in class and goes against school policy? So she ends up stealing all the animals and shoves them in her bag without their consent, which is also a form of animal abuse. And also, because she cares so deeply about animals, that means she's vegan, right? Yo, what kind of Asian kid with Asian parents says they're vegan?
Have you ever met an Asian kid that says,
I'm a vegan.
ever? That kid's a fraud Asian.
Anyway, she gets caught by the janitor and we see all the teachers at school side-eyeing her because they don't like her.
Are you sure she's Asian? Ew.
Hey, I'm a snitch. Really, bro? You a janitor and you care about your job that much? You gonna snitch on a little kid? Shouldn't janitors just be hating their life? So if they even see sus things in school, they just go, meh, I don't get paid enough for this shit and just keep it pushing? Grown-ass man janitor snitching on a little-ass kid is crazy. And the teachers treat her like she's a wild animal, and rightfully so, because she starts acting like one as the
Asian uses violence
and bites a member of staff, as Mabel believes hurting people is okay as long as she helps some animals by stuffing them in her bag.
Listen, Asian to Asian,
Dishonor to you, dishonor to your family.
Man, what kind of Asian kid assaults a member of staff in school?
What a shitty Asian.
And we find out why she's raised so poorly because her mom is too busy working and spends little to no time with her as Mabel gets dropped off at her granny's.
So the film's trying to say if you have two working parents, then it creates misbehaving vegan kids? Got it.
You want stir-fry egg roll? Go away. This why no one like you. Bye.
Now, my question is, who the hell told her you need to care about animals so much you gotta be willing to use violence on other humans to help them? And turns out this granny a hippie telling Mabel you can feel better through nature and can't stay mad if you feel like you're part of something bigger.
Yay! You hobo? Mm-hmm.
Now, the granny seems chill, and despite Mabel spending a bunch of time with Granny, she still grows up arrogant, rude, with no humility or modesty, and has crazy anger issues. And on present day, Mabel makes sure she's not a walking Asian stereotype in the worst way possible by becoming the most unlikable Pixar character ever. So her granny's dead as Disney pushes the humans are evil because they cut down trees, so care about climate change propaganda. As the city already agreed and decided on building a new highway, but Mabel's annoying ass tries to stop it, being a nuisance to every worker there who has families they need to feed. Interesting how she cares and loves animals so much while having no empathy towards other humans who are just trying to do their job.
Let's die. No underwear.
Then we're introduced to the mayor Jerry, who took the initiative to make the highway to be built over the glade. Want rice?
Of course.
And Mabel being extremely aggressive, yelling, screaming, and being a public nuisance to the city because she cares so much about nature just really isn't what Asians do. You're so annoying.
Yeah, I am.
And this poor mayor's just doing his job to improve and build the city, but Mabel be stalking him to his house, blaming him like he's the sole reason why global warming or animal endangerment is happening in the first place.
This Asian weird.
Now, Jerry says they're building the highway because there are no animals.
No, stupid. Listen.
No, you're being deluded.
Shut up. I'm a sheep.
And turns out there's actually no animals.
Wait, so I am annoying?
And Mabel gets taken by the popo, and Jerry says start a petition and get some signatures, and then he'll hear her out, which is actually very reasonable. And Jerry's only making the highway because everyone else wants the highway. That's why he's on pace to get reelected, because he gives the people what they want. So how's Mabel gonna take it out on the mayor when it's the whole city that wants the highway built?
This Asian weird.
And Jerry starts aura farming, and yo, that blue dial watch looking nice. I wonder if there are any girls on TikTok making thirst trap edits of Jerry. That'd be pretty funny.
Hello? What's your name?
And to no one's surprise, nobody likes Mabel's annoying ass or cares about the glade, so she doesn't get a single signature. You look at his face, he's like,
Get the hell away from me.
even this guy doesn't like Mabel, so he starts moonwalking.
Just a sign here, please.
I can't see shit. And Mabel finds another Asian and spends the entire day with him in hopes to convince him to sign a petition, only to find out by the end of her yapping,
This old man, wrinkle man, has hearing aids.
What you say?
and you know what? That's on you, Mabel, for not letting him speak and just yapping the whole day. Because if you actually cared what the old dude had to say, you would have found out about his hearing aids pretty damn quickly.
I hope you die.
Wait.
And the old man writes on her petition, Mabel celebrates only to find out that her ass got
Trolled.
And later, Mabel stalks Jerry on social media, and it's like, why didn't you upload the petition on social media about the glade to get signatures instead of doing it all in person?
How the hell are you, Gen Z?
So Mabel rocks up to college to harass a professor while she's in the middle of a lecture, because again, Mabel couldn't care less about other people. So being a nuisance to others while having a weird-ass obsession for nature and animals is why Mabel's character is so damn insufferable. Now, the professor confirms there are no animals at the glade, and the moment moment the professor gives good intel, telling her only a beaver can save the glade, that by building a dam you'll have a pond full of animals, Mabel then yaps over her, spewing her own ideas, and ignores the professor, leaving her ass.
She's so likable.
Then buying some vegetables, she goes to the glade and puts a rushing water meditation video on, thinking that's how it's gonna attract beavers. And we get a flashback of Mabel's mom saying you have more opportunities if you come with us, but she refuses and says it's because grandma needs me. Which is funny because the very next clip is the granny saying, nope, I don't need your ass at all. As the granny then gives Mabel her jacket and gets her to promise to look after the glade. So essentially this film's trying to say that the granny ruined her life.
Then suddenly,
A beaver shows up and ignores the veggies, which is valid because who the hell likes eating veggies? And then it gets picked up by a mysterious car, so Mabel chases after it. And what's funny is the film expects us to believe that Mabel is just as fast as a car when riding a skateboard. It's like, yeah, I'm sure she is. But then she sees the beaver stand up and goes,
what the?
and finds out that her professor in some no-name university has the technology to allow human consciousness to hop into robotic animals.
I'm stealing this.
You wonton.
No way.
So Mabel, being Mabel, keeps being a nuisance to others, thinking she's doing such a righteous thing protecting a beaver when it's robotic. And why is this professor so kind and just tells Mabel everything?
Like, Mabel harasses you, takes your life work, doesn't listen to you, and yet you're still gonna explain your entire plan and let her know everything?
Speak a Japanese.
This into this.
Into this.
And we learn the professor's a furry, dressing up as animals in hopes to mate with them, and by employing other furries to help her, years and years later, she now has the tech to mate with animals.
You want to mate with animals?
Yes!
This is Animal Avatar.
Disney's not original.
And Mabel continues to rage bait and be extremely annoying, doing whatever she wants with the professor's life's work in her hands. And because she has no care for the people who actually built it, she decides to use it for herself to save the glade. Bro, who the hell does she think she is? She ain't no damn Asian if she's this inconsiderate. And despite becoming a super cute beaver, Mabel still comes across as extremely unlikable. Now, they can track her location in real time, but Mabel finds a button that can turn it off, and it's like, why would you ever want to create a button that turns off the bot's location when a million different things can go wrong as a weak little animal? And by the next morning, Mabel finds out she can communicate to other animals, so she gets all excited and becomes a nuisance to other animals.
Hey, can I touch your fur?
But you have fur. And even the animals can't stand her ass and tells her to piss off, so if both animals and humans think you're unlikable and can't stand you, then clearly it means you are the problem. And guess what she does when she finds a beaver? She orders him around to go save the glade, so he's obviously not gonna listen.
I don't like you.
Then a bear pulls up to eat the beaver, so Mabel uses violence while screaming like a Karen wannabe when she's Asian and stops the beaver from getting eaten.
But I want to get eaten.
What?
Can you eat me, Daddy?
Nah, I'm not aroused. Now, Mabel broke pond rules, so she's taken to the Mammal King, and only when she's in trouble, she contacts the professor. And I'm not gonna lie, this following scene was hella boring and cringe, as the Mammal King is a beaver that's super zesty, getting all the animals to dance and do the twerking.
Oh, hello. What's your name, Beaver?
And realizing she doesn't need the professor's help, she turns her location off again, and somehow the other animals aren't sussed out at all that this new beaver out of nowhere doesn't know anything about the rules. And we learn pond rules is pretty much look out for each other, but if you gotta eat, eat. Now the Beaver King George tries to see the good in everyone, including humans, and it's ironic how Mabel starts shitting on humans, saying that they don't care about others and do whatever they want. Which is very rich coming from Mabel because she does that the entire damn film. And Mabel asks to speak in private.
Oh, so you're one of those.
Look,
I'm into male beavers.
Huh?
I'm super gay, okay? Huh? I know you love my fat.
So Mabel tells him to move to the glade, but he says they can't because of a painful noise.
It goes like rah, rah, rah.
Then George takes her to the glade to prove it, and all the animals cover their ears in pain as Mabel discovers a fake tree purposely set up there by Jerry to create sounds only animals can hear to drive them away. So Mabel climbs it and takes it down, getting rid of the painful sound, allowing the animals to settle back to the glade again. Man, that is one weak-ass fake tree. So she gains all the animals' trust and becomes even more bossier than before, as the beavers then build a dam at the glade and other animals start chilling there again. And no disrespect to the film, but
Who the hell cares?
I wonder if there was anyone that watched this scene and was just like jumping up and down going, oh my gosh, yay, there's animals in the glade again. It's like, yeah, who cares?
When I cycle, I like to find my rhythm by turning off my inner critic and just get lost in this creative infinite space. I am Antoni Sendra. I'm always experimenting.
honestly.
Anyway, Jerry gets told the animals are back at the glade, so he decides to do something about it to make sure they leave again. Then we get some boring yapping George origin story of how his dad was a deadbeat that banished him. And by telling Mabel he trusts her, he says this.
I want to ask you something. Can you give me a foot massage?
But you stink.
And George asks her to be part to the king, which is a royal advisor and the heir to the throne. And just when Mabel tries revealing she's not a beaver, they hear an explosion and is told the dam is destroyed by Jerry, and more fake trees with sounds are set up in order to make sure the animals don't come back. And Mabel gets pissed and wants to get back at Jerry, so she orders George to summon the council, agreeing to be paw of the king. And the council is pretty much the king and queens of the bird, fish, amphibian, reptile, and insect kingdom. You know what's funny? I'm seeing their entrances like, is this meant to be tough? Because I don't feel or see aura whatsoever. Now, George clearly tells Mabel that he'll do the talking and she agrees, but the moment the council rejects George's idea, saying it ain't our problem and refuses to help, Mabel can't keep her mouth shut. So Mabel yaps that it's every animal's problem, not just the mammals, and basically describes Jerry as the human king who's the worst evil living thing ever, telling them if he's not stopped, the humans will take and take until there's nothing left and they're all going to die.
You're all a bunch of cowards. How dare you talk like this, you peasant?
But the insect queen agrees and decides on killing Jerry as a result. And it was at that moment Mabel realized she should have just shut the hell up.
Or scare him.
Really? You convinced all the animals that they're going to die if they don't stop Jerry just to say, oh no, but if you scare him, everything will be fine. Really?
And also, do you think if Jerry dies, no highways will be built in the future? The highways are being built because the people want the highway. So trying to fix this issue isn't as simple as, oh, kill one guy and it's going to be chill now. Because if anything, climate change is, dare I say, impossible to fix. And if Mabel genuinely thought that giving Jerry a little scare would make the world a better place and will fight against climate change,
She just might be the stupidest Asian ever.
Girl.
I'm sorry.
Wait, this girl crazy.
I was just joking.
so Insect Queen is like, how you gonna tell us we all gonna die, then switch up when we try to do something about it? And Mabel kills her. Okay, give credit where credit's due. This is the one scene I actually found funny and laughed when it happened. But the scene also makes Mabel into the biggest hypocrite. You want to talk about how much you care about the weak animals that can't defend for themselves and proceed to kill the Insect Queen? And to make things worse, you rubbed her insides off onto the wall to get it off your hands like you're getting rid of some filth. Yo, look at George's face. He knows they're going to die.
Mommy.
Now, turns out the professor and her goons have been watching over Mabel, but when Mabel gets chased, the goons' animal bot gets destroyed, exposing to the other animals that there are fake animals roaming around them. And Mabel and George are able to get away while the other kings and queens of the animal kingdom crash out over the fake animal bots.
You're scared of bots.
Yeah, kinda.
Then this chopped caterpillar becomes the new insect king, evolving into a butterfly like he
The Pokemon.
as Mabel finally gets confronted for her bad behavior.
I did nothing wrong.
George? Murderer. You killed the insect queen.
I know.
Cause of you, my life is cursed. Why couldn't you let me do the talking?
Cause I'm tired of feeling this way.
She actually said this, by the way, that the reason why she killed the insect queen, ruined George's life, or does whatever she wants without caring about anyone else is because she's tired of feeling this way. That her feelings are more important than people and animals. That her feelings are so important that she's not going to take accountability, apologize, but rather, no, will continue to play victim because of how important her feelings are.
This movie is ass.
Mabel just might be the worst Pixar character I've ever seen, and I watched Elio.
Imagine if I said, yes, I killed the queen and I ruined your life, but I'm tired of feeling this way. And because my feelings are more important than your livelihood, I get to do whatever I want. It's like, what?
And what's even more dumb is they bring a flashback of her grandma to try to make us feel sorry for her, but it's like, yo, it's your grandma. And grandma's dying happens to everyone. She acts like her granny died from an extremely tragic event when she died from old age. Like, girl, that's the best way to pass away. And what makes the scene even more dumb is George goes in to comfort her when Mabel ruined his life. So again, Mabel doesn't apologize, take accountability, or self-reflect. Nope. Instead, George pretends like she did nothing wrong and says, I still trust you. Let me help you. And Mabel starts ordering everyone around again to get to Jerry before the other animals do. Meanwhile, Jerry reads papers about himself getting glazed as we get to see the inside of his nice comfy home and his daily routine. Hey, yo, why they make his mom's eyes look Asian?
Hello, Jerry mother.
Jerry-san, arigato. So bro continues to get glazed on the news and in public, then he meets the animals, aka
Mabel's goons.
and Mabel uses text-to-speech on Jerry's phone to communicate with him, telling him that he's in danger and he has to drive now. And later, while driving, Jerry gets rid of the animal NPCs, plus the mammal king. The professor and her goons pull up next to them, and we're introduced to the apex predator assigned by the council to kill Jerry. Yes, I'm sure that when there's clearly less than 50 seagulls carrying the shark, it looks totally believable that a small group of seagulls can actually carry that thing. Totally.
Hello, little I'm gonna rip the shit out of you.
Man, what kind of movie am I watching, bro? This is just ridiculous. So a beaver saves the mayor from getting eaten by a shark, swerving the car, and when seeing a device that can make you communicate with animals, Mabel steals that device from the professor and puts it on Jerry.
It's me, the Asian.
Mabel? And once Jerry can start communicating to animals, he's like, oh, I'm dreaming, and just gives up on driving. And you know how funny would it be if Mabel tries saving Jerry's life only to end up killing him sooner?
Mommy Milkies.
And this following scene just makes Mabel even more insufferable, saying she's on Jerry's side and then commands him to cancel the highway, and when Jerry says he can't, Mabel screams he's over here and tries getting him killed. That's right, folks. When Mabel is on your side, if you don't listen to her in complete obedience, she will try to kill you. That's who she is. And wasn't she the one against killing him, but now proceeds to try kill him because he doesn't listen?
Somebody got the anger issues.
Please, I'm pushing 60 and I'm not married. But luckily, Mabel's annoying ass finally gets caught, and the animal bot is then given back to the professor as Mabel is back to her Asian body again.
You're expelled.
So the poor king that trusted Mabel gets betrayed and deceived, and because Mabel screamed Jerry's location earlier, it's thanks to her that everyone else gets captured by the animals. Be honest, y'all, did any of you watch this film and just went, oh, I really like Mabel? Because I'm starting to think that Disney actually made this film just to make Asians unlikable and look bad. I'm dead ass. And when Mabel wakes up, we see a ridiculous plot twist that the animals force the professor to make a human clone that animals can hop into. And not just any human clone, a Jerry clone controlled by the chopped insect king.
Thanks, Mabel. I'll make everyone see my nipples.
Yeah, I'm losing re-election. So fake Jerry reveals he's going to use the same device the humans have used on them, but on a sound frequency that will kill them, as he'll first target the people at Jerry's rally tonight, then eventually use it on all humans. This is all happening because Mabel tried helping animals, by the way. So moral of the story is, if you don't want animals to kill you and take over the world, then don't let Asians be vegans and keep building highways. Then fake Jerry brings the Mammal King to Mabel, showing her how betrayed he feels and that he doesn't want to speak to her again.
Humans might all die because of you. It's all your fault.
And when Mabel needs to face the consequences of her actions, what do you know? We get another grandma flashback, so she gets to escape accountability again. Could you imagine I do whatever I want, and when it's time to face the consequences, I just go, oh, but my grandma died. And because my grandma died, you need to feel sorry for me. What? Listen, everyone's grandma will either die or is dead, so what makes literally Mabel so much more special from the rest that because her grandma died that it just shields her and protects her and prevents her from facing any sort of accountability. So once again, Mabel doesn't apologize or accept her wrongdoings, but instead commands Jerry to use the hopping machine to become the beaver bot.
Please? Fine.
So Jerry hops into the bot and becomes the Justin Beaver. Wow, what a crazy coincidence the animals put the hopping device right above Jerry. It's almost like this movie is ass. And later the rally takes place as fake Jerry pulls up while Jerry's mom with Asian eyes be watching. And dude starts acting weird, saying things like, how many of you have killed an insect? And because you have all killed an insect, you all deserve to be killed too. Then Mabel shows up, and that's right, the climax of this film is Mabel just trying to talk her way into changing the fake Jerry's mind with a little speech, talking about how animals and humans can kumbaya together. But what's funny is we know she doesn't believe any of that. She knows highways will continue to be built and more wild animals will be affected by it. So her saying animals and humans can just kumbaya out of nowhere to be used as character development is just not believable or consistent with her character.
I know I kill your mom. Oh, Jerry's mom finally looks white now. Killing her was fun.
Yeah?
If I could go back in time, I'll kill her ass again.
Aww. But fake Jerry isn't buying it, and with Jerry's phone being tossed to the top of a fake tree, fake Jerry starts crawling like a weirdo and easily yeets Beaver Jerry out the way. Wait, so instead of showing up to your own rally as the real Jerry to call out the fake one, you pulled up as a little beaver?
This Jerry's stupid.
Then Mabel unintentionally takes fake Jerry's skin mask off and falls, but somehow doesn't get injured, while the Insect King can't access Jerry's phone because his face card will now always decline. So the chopped butterfly crashes out as the other animals hear him admit he plans to get rid of them too so that only insects can rule. But the Insect King falls off the fake tree, then the bot explodes, creating a severe wildfire, and the council ends up killing the Insect King.
Wow, look at what Mabel did.
You know, maybe the film's trying to say trying to stop climate change only speeds up climate change.
This your fault.
Then Mabel's low IQ having ass uses the jacket her grandma gave to her to try to stop the fire, and when the jacket gets on fire, she starts crying going,
no, grandma.
Then why would you use that jacket to stop the fire? She's like, oh, I used the jacket that my grandma gave me to stop the fire, and it caught on fire. No, grandma. What is she doing? Bro, this film is
ass. It just is.
Then George pulls up trying to play hero and gets injured, but thanks to plot armor, they escape the fire by getting a ride on a bear. Man, Mabel, why couldn't you just study at a library or something?
This is why Asians can't be vegans.
And to stop the fire, the animals destroy the dam in their main home, which is a fortress for any animals to come when they have nowhere else to go. Meaning, all because Mabel wanted to try help the animals, she ends up making the animals destroy their last fortress to help the humans. And thus, the animals stop the fire before it can reach the city, as one can say Mabel did more harm to animals and the environment than any good she could have ever done.
Wow, the glade's so pretty now. Thanks, Mabel.
And luckily for her, Jerry decides to build a highway elsewhere, meaning Mabel's favorite glade will remain as a glade while another poor glade somewhere else will be destroyed. So why is Mabel happy? Other innocent animal homes are going to be destroyed elsewhere and you're smiling? Wait, so do you actually care about climate change and all animals, or was it just the glade you grew up in?
So other than preventing her favorite place, which is the glade, from becoming a highway, other than that, she has done nothing to solve the issue or fix the problem, because highways will continue to be built, and as long as they continue to be built, other glades and other animals are going to continue to lose their homes. So literally, what is the point of this film?
Seems to me the message of this film is that climate change is going to happen no matter what.
Activate your creative flow with Envato, your all-in-one creative asset toolkit.
You can't make a difference, so don't be an Asian vegan. And after some time, Mabel ends up graduating, as we learn it's thanks to her that the Hoppers program got shut down.
Can you get me a job? How will that help me? I'll give you stress and make your hair fall out.
You're such a cancer. Just know we hate you. And the professor hires her as her assistant despite Mabel being extremely unlikable thanks to plot armor. Because if this was the real world, she would have been expelled from school already after the shit she pulled. And the movie ends with Mabel and George still being friends as George becomes an iPad kid.
Now, I remember watching this movie in theaters, and when coming into the movie, I was actually excited, looking forward to it, going, bro, this is a Pixar film. The main character's Asian. This is gonna be lit. I'm gonna love this film. And by the end of the film, I literally came out of the film going like, damn, like, that might be one of the worst Pixar films I've ever seen. And Mabel might be one of the worst written characters I've ever seen as well. Like, this is just that bad. And after the film, it made me, for the first time, go like, damn, like, I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes anymore. Like, what do you mean this is 94%? This is not a 94% film. It's just not. Objectively, it is not a 94% film. So this is a film about climate change and protecting the animals, but in the end of the film, a highway is still being built, meaning a glade somewhere else is going to be destroyed and more animals are going to still lose their homes eventually. So if you really think about it, it's a really discouraging and dark message, because what it's saying is, oh, you can care about climate change and you can care about animals all you want to, but in the end, you will never stop a highway being built and a glade will be destroyed elsewhere, even if you protect this one. And if you really think about it, that's not a happy message or a positive one. So I'm just like, what was the point of making this movie? Personally, I really enjoy films where you can root for the character or at least see yourself supporting the main character, but it's very difficult to do when the main character is extremely unlikable, selfish, aggressive, no humility, no modesty, never takes accountability, and just does whatever she wants to without caring about anyone else. And then says she cares about nature, but then ends up killing the insect queen. It's just like, so many behavioral traits that are just so unlikable. It's very difficult to root for that character. Also, as an Asian to Asian, I just didn't like how this Asian character was being presented and portrayed as a big blockbuster Disney Pixar film. But yeah, that's my take, and I'm really curious to anyone who watched this film and actually enjoyed this movie. I really want to hear your thoughts, so comment down below. But these are mine, you know, feel free to disagree. You don't have to obviously agree with me. This was just my take as an Asian watching a Pixar film where the main character is Asian.